Okay, welcome back. Let's continue our lecture with our two-dimensional array. Let's take one button. Let's have an text on it. Okay, it's two-dimensional array. Just let's double click on this button, which will create an event which is called as double click, and will let you inside a sub procedure. Now let's define a two-dimensional array. Dim arr underscore, I can say this name of an array, arr underscore, I can say to dim. Okay, then let me work with the matrix of this array. It should have how many rows and how many columns. So I'll say it should have two rows and three columns. Okay, so let's see how does it works. It should have a string as a data type. Now let's assign some values to this matrix. So let's have arr underscore to dim. Now let me explain you first how this thing is going to work. So it is a two-dimensional array. It means each this array is going to have a column and rows. So the first dimension here is, or I can say the first index is saying how many columns it should have. It should have two columns, means it is 0 or and 1. And how many rows it should have? So it should have three rows for an individual row. Three, I can say three columns for an individual row. So it will look like this: 0 comma 0 should be have a cell of the table, I can say a cell of the matrix, and the next continuing with the column number 0, and I can say row with number 0 and column 1, and then again let's continue with our row 0 and column number 2. Okay, so it completes our one row, and next row will be starting will be having the row number which is 1 and the column number 0. Again the same thing here, but the column row will remain same and column will be changed. Again here row will remain same and column will be changed. So this type of matrix we are going to have, so it will be having six values into it. So let's work. Arr to dim with the 0th row and 0th column, it should have some value which is a data type string. Let's have it's 1. Okay, the same thing, we'll copy it 6 times and just we'll do some changes here. Okay, so this is the row which is not going to change, and this is the column which is going to change every time. This is the row which is going to change when it will go shifting on the second row. So it will be first in the first, here it will be first, and then here the columns are going to change every time. 2 and sorry, it's 1 and it's 2. Okay, here let's change the value 2, and here it's 3, here it's 4, it's 5, and here goes 6. Now the thing is that we have entered the value inside a two-dimensional array. Now we are going to just going to retrieve all this thing. Okay, so how we are going to retrieve it? So we'll be taking a blank string and we'll be filling all this data inside the string in some tabular manner. So let's take a variable which is a string. So it will be having this tr underscore temp. St underscore temp is will work as a string data type. So it has not been used, so it is showing you the green line here. Okay, let's use a for loop. Then I'll be using for I as integer. where I should start from 0 to where. So it's somewhat tricky here. It's having the syntax to get the length of the specific row or the column. Okay, so let's work. Okay, so we know how many rows we have and how many columns we have. Okay, so it should work like this: er underscore to dem. Then I'll say get length. Oh, get length of what? I'll say get length of this thing, which is the first value of the matrix. So it is having the index 0. So on the 0th index, to get length of the 0th index, so it is 0 and 1 means the length is 2. Okay, so if I work on this array directly, it will go from 0 to 2. So it's not right. So we will be reducing it by 1. Then how many steps should be, or how many times it should be incremented? It should be incremented 2, or it should be incremented by 1. So it should be incremented by 1. So let's take a step 1. So this is the for loop which will be working for your rows, and another let's have another for loop which will be working for the columns. Okay, so let's have for j as integer, and it should work from 0 to arr to dim dot get length of what? It should be the second index, which will be 1. Okay, so this one will represent this too. Okay, so then I'll be saying, so it should go from 0 to 2. So let's have -1, so it will work fine. Step 1. Now let's go and enter something inside the string, which is strtemp. You know what is the problem with it? It is been assigned, but it doesn't have any value. So let's give some value to it. It can be blank or it can be anything. It depends upon you. So the next thing is, let's use your strtemp, and the shorthand type for assigning str is equal to str plus some value. We can say it like this: str concatenated with the original value plus the new value. Okay, so that's how this looks like. Ampersand is equals to. Now let's have the value of your first array. Okay, so it is 0 comma 0. So 0 will be taken from the I, and the next 0 will be taken from the j. So let's have err underscore to dim. Then let's go for I comma j, where I will work for your row and j will work for your column. Okay, let's convert into string because it is going to give the string value. What obvious it is, but we should convert each and everything explicitly so that it should not get an error at the runtime. And then let's have concat it with your tab, which is your slash t. Let's use your vb tab. It is a keyword, so it will be automatically assigning the tab after each and every value in the string. Okay, after doing all these things, well, the row will be filled because when the I is 0, it will come inside the for loop, and next for loop will be executed 3 times because it should work from 0 to the length of the first, or I can say first index, which is nothing but the 2. 0 to 2 means it will first work with 0 comma 0, the 0 of I, and j will be having the 0 value at first. So 0 comma 0, so 0 comma 0 has a value 1. Afterwards it will be incremented by 1. Only the inner loop will be incremented by 1. Then the next time what is going to happen, this j will become 1. So 0 comma 1, so what is the value of 0 comma 1? It's 2. It will be stored again inside your temp. Okay, so it will go on. Okay, so when the first row is over, we should have a next row, or I can say the string should have the next row here. So the pattern to display should be like this. Okay, so let's make that pattern. It's your str temp ampersand is equals to vbcrlf. Means what? After completing this line, after completing this line, I'll be having a enter, and the next and line will be having these three items again. Okay, let me show you how does it works. After completing the whole loop, we'll be going outside this loop and we'll be giving a message box, and inside the message box we'll be printing the string. Okay, let's see how this works. Let's build it. Let's see, do we have any type of errors? If we don't have any type of error, let's start it. So let's click on two-dimensional array. This is it. 2 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is how the output will be given to you. Okay, now the thing is that we have worked with a single dimensional array and two-dimensional array. So let's see how to copy one array to another, where I can say where the length of the array should be same while copying. So let's work with our one dimensional array. Let's copy something here. So let's make an array. Let's declare an array dim dim. Then I say arr underscore new array. I can say new arr, which is having the same. I can say the same depth of the array. So the depth can be 5. Okay. Then it should also have the same data type. The data type is the string. Okay. Now let's copy all the values from your AR underscore car into your AR underscore new AR. Okay, let's use ARR underscore new AR is equals to ARR underscore car. So that's it. Whatever the elements inside AR underscore car will be copied to your ARR underscore new array. Okay, let's work. Let's print it, or we can just take the same thing here. Let's copy this and let's work it again. Before working onto it, let's blank out this string str underscore temp is equals to blank. Then here AR underscore car should be replaced with AR underscore new dot line. Rest of the alls will remain same. Let's build it. Now let's work on it. Okay, the same thing happened. Okay, for this I'll be giving one more message tag where I'll be concatenating this with your string new copied array, and this str underscore temp should be concatenated. But before concatenating, I want this str underscore temp should be on the new line. So we'll be having vbcrlf for just displaying this text about this string. Let's see. Okay, this was the previous output, and this will be the new output which you will be getting from the newer array which you have just copied it from one of the other array. Okay, so this is how we can copy an array from the values from one array to another array, and the same thing will be worked with your two-dimensional arrays also. It should also have the same depth. So let's work with your sorting one. So see, everything here is your 1 2 3 4 and 5. I want to sort it alphabetic wise. So how we can sort it? So let's see how we can sort it. Let's use an arr.car.sort. It is a directly given method by your Visual Studio 2008, where we can sort the array directly with the method called as sort. Okay, so we are just going to sort it. So let's see what is the overload resolution failed because no accessible sort accepts this number of arguments. Okay, so let's see how the sorts work. Okay, so this is your AR underscore car dot sort. So this is an array name and it will not directly work with the sort. So we have to access the class which is called as array, and in array we have to specify the method which we want to work with, which is called as sort. Okay, and then we'll say which array you want to sort. Now, which array do you want to sort? Is it AR underscore new ar, or you want to work with AR underscore car? So let's work with any of one. Let's use AR underscore car. Okay, then after doing all these things, let's copy this thing again and let's paste it. So again, the all things are same. You know what is the format: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. So let's see how does it works. Oh, what we missed is str underscore temp is equals to blank. Yeah, that's it. Okay, the one more thing, if you don't want to do all this thing, you can use a go to statement and jump on the line, or you can say we want to work with the label. So a colon is the label. Now the thing is that the label is not been defined. If you want to define a label, so where you want to define a label? Here with the a and then use operator colon, so it will work as a label. Okay, now where you want to jump directly, so I can say after going to sub procedure, the program will find go to statement, and in goes to statement I'll be saying I want to jump to a, where this will be working with your a directly. So the thing is that these things will not be working, so let's cut this thing and let's go and paste it here. So what is going to happen, these two things will work, and then he will go to a, means he will be directly skipping all this part and will be directly coming on this. Okay, so the thing is in assign there has been no values inside it. Okay, so str is having this to string. Let's use it or forget about it. Okay, all the thing we have to go for the full programming again. So let's build it and let's go for it. The 2 to 3 times we have to click on, the output. Here is the last output, sorted alphabetically. That's it. Okay, so this was a one-dimensional and your two-dimensional arrays. How to copy a one-dimensional array to another array which is having the same depth. Okay, bye bye.